Imagine waking up tomorrow to a silent neighborhood. No traffic lights, no hum of air conditioners, no fridge running in the kitchen. You check your phone. No signal no internet. Just another power cut, or so you think. But this time, the lights don't come back. Neither does the water. Most people picture a blackout as a minor inconvenience. A few candles, a flashlight, maybe a power bank. But modern homes don't just use electricity. They depend on it in ways you've stopped noticing. Your house doesn't collapse all at once. It fails piece by piece, each failure making the next one worse. Within days, a comfortable home can become one of the hardest places to survive. The real danger isn't the darkness, it's the chain reaction. Today, we walk through the 9 points where a home breaks down after the grid goes out, the order millions of households would likely face if power vanished for days or weeks. Some failures take minutes, others take days. Everyone pulls the house a little further from being a shelter. Let's start with the one almost everyone overlooks. 1. Water stops being automatic. You picture a blackout as darkness. For most homes, water is the first real emergency. The tap still runs, for now. Many cities use elevated water towers, letting gravity hold pressure even without power. But those towers aren't bottomless. Treatment plants, pumping stations, and distribution systems all run on electric pumps. Once the grid goes, the whole network is running on borrowed time. Maybe you get a few hours, maybe a day, then the pressure drops. A weak stream, a barely there shower, and finally, nothing. Homes on private wells feel it immediately. No power. No pump, no water, and not for drinking, cooking, flushing, or washing hands. Think about how much your day depends on water. Coffee, brushing teeth, dishes, meals, medicine, bathing, laundry, flushing. Take it away and these routines stop cold. And unlike electricity, you can't replace hundreds of liters with a small backup device. Even families who stockpiled bottled water usually underestimate how fast it disappears. Because drinking is the easy part. Sanitation is the real challenge. That's why emergency planners say the first supply to think about isn't batteries. It's water. Once it's gone, everything else gets harder, and water isn't the only clock that started counting down. Your fridge is already ticking too. 2. Your food starts expiring. At first, the fridge still feels cold. You grab a drink, close the door, and everything looks normal. It isn't. A closed fridge holds safe temperatures for only a few hours. A full freezer lasts longer, but not forever. And every quick check speeds up the clock. Milk, eggs, meat, leftovers, frozen vegetables. Within a day or two, most of it isn't safe anymore. Now picture every household on your street reaching the same conclusion at once. Everyone heads to the store, except supermarkets aren't warehouses. They run on constant deliveries, restocked daily or even hourly. Stop the trucks and payment systems and shelves empty fast. The food in your fridge becomes your emergency supply, then your waste. Rotting food fills the kitchen with a smell that draws insects, and heat speeds up the decay. Survival rarely starts with finding food. It starts with deciding what not to eat, since one bad meal can mean dehydration or illness, far more dangerous when medical care is limited. While you're figuring out dinner, another system has already gone quiet. 3. Communication goes silent. Blackout instinct. Reach for your phone. Battery's fine, 84%. You send a message. Nothing. Try again. Still nothing. Cell towers have battery backups, sometimes generators, but they're built for short outages, not long ones. As those backups drain, towers shut down one by one. No calls to family. No emergency updates. No way to know what's happening beyond your street. Internet gone, TV dark, radio stations dropping off the air. The unsettling part isn't the quiet, it's the uncertainty. Rumors fill the gap fast. The power's back tonight, the water's contaminated, fuel deliveries have stopped nationwide. Nobody actually knows. Without real information, people act on fear instead of fact. Leaving when they should stay, staying when they should go. Information isn't a convenience here. It's survival. But even with a battery radio keeping you informed, your house is about to get a lot harder to live in. 4. Your home stops. Controlling the temperature, modern homes don't create comfort. They borrow it. AC keeps summer heat out. Furnaces and heat pumps keep winter cold out. Take away the electricity, and your house slowly becomes the same temperature as the world outside. The change creeps up. Bedrooms turn stuffy, upper floors unbearable. Open the windows, if the air outside isn't even hotter. In winter, it's the reverse. Warm air bleeds out through walls and windows every hour until the building itself goes cold. Pipes can freeze and burst. Condensation turns to mold, and the damage can outlast the outage by months. The elderly, children, and anyone with medical conditions are at the highest risk. Heat brings exhaustion and dehydration. Cold slowly dulls thinking until simple tasks feel exhausting. Discomfort breeds bad decisions. Charcoal grills brought indoors. Generators run in half-closed garages. Carbon monoxide has claimed countless lives this way. No smell, no color, no warning. And once your house can't keep you comfortable, the next question gets simple fast. How do you even cook a meal? Daburi, 5. Your kitchen stops. Working most people think they have plenty of food stored. What they actually have is food that needs electricity to prepare. Microwave, dead. Electric stove, dead. Oven cold. Coffee maker. A paperweight. The cupboards still have soup, pasta, rice, beans. Good choices, but they all need heat. A gas stove might still work, but only if it doesn't rely on electric ignition or electronic safety controls. Something many homeowners don't discover until it's too late. Outside, camping stoves and propane burners become genuinely valuable. Indoors, they're dangerous. Carbon monoxide builds up silently every year and costs lives. No smell, no color, no warning, just tired, then dizzy, then unconscious. In a long outage, one bad decision here is more dangerous than hunger itself. As fuel runs short, hot meals become occasional, coffee disappears, and fresh bread turns into a luxury. While you're focused on food, another layer of protection has quietly been stripped away. 6. Your security starts falling apart. The front door still locks. Most of what protects it doesn't. Security cameras go offline. Smart doorbells stop recording. Motion sensors lose power. Electronic gates stay open, and garage doors won't budge unless you know the manual release. For the first day or two, neighborhoods stay calm. People check on each other. Kids play outside. Everyone expects normal life to return soon. But as days pass, things shift. Shelves empty, fuel runs low, cash machines go dark, and people who never prepared start running out of essentials. Desperation doesn't turn everyone dangerous. Many communities pull together, but it only takes a few to change how a street feels. Unfamiliar cars driving slowly, footsteps after dark, dogs barking more than usual. Without streetlights, shadows feel deeper and sounds feel louder. Sleep gets harder. Someone starts staying up while the rest of the family rests. Real security was never just locks. It's the feeling that lets you close your eyes. Lose that, and exhaustion isn't far behind. Meanwhile, a quieter problem is already building, one that shapes nearly every decision from here on. 7. Fuel becomes more valuable than money. At first, fuel barely crosses your mind. The car's parked. The generator's tank is full. There's enough for a couple of days. Then you check the gauge again, half a tank. Then less fuel vanishes faster than expected. Generators can burn through several liters a day. Every supply run costs a tank. Even portable power stations need recharging from somewhere. Petrol stations have their own problems. Pumps need electricity, payment systems need networks, deliveries need working transport. Full underground tanks mean nothing if you can't access them. Queues form at the few stations still open. Arguments break out. Purchases get rationed, then stations simply run dry. Priorities shift fast. Trips get combined. People start asking, is this journey worth the fuel? A tank of petrol stops being about convenience. It's the option to reach a hospital, to evacuate, to reach family. Protect it carefully because once it's gone, so is your mobility. And when moving becomes difficult, another problem starts building inside the house itself. Waste. Number 8. Sanitation begins to break down. Nobody thinks about sanitation until it stops working. Toilets flush, sinks drain, bins get collected, until one day, none of that happens. Once water pressure fails, every flush becomes a decision. Some toilets die almost instantly. Others last until the tank runs dry. Families start using buckets to flush, then run out of water for even that. The kitchen isn't better. Dishes pile up, food residue attracts flies, then ants, sometimes rodents. Outside, rubbish keeps growing. If roads are blocked or workers can't operate, collections simply stop, and the smell spreads through what used to be a tidy street. This isn't just about comfort. It's about health. A small cut can get infected. Food contamination rises. Stomach illness spreads fast without clean water and hygiene. History shows that after major disasters, disease often becomes a bigger killer than the disaster itself, because poor sanitation doesn't create one crisis. It creates hundreds of small ones, each wearing people down. But there's one last failure, the kind no tool, battery, or generator can fix. 9. The human system starts to fail. This is the failure almost nobody sees coming because it isn't the house that breaks. It's you. Day one can feel almost exciting. Neighbors gather, stories get compared, kids treat it like an adventure. Day two feels uncertain. By day three, exhaustion sets in. Sleep gets thin. Every noise wakes you. Every decision feels heavy. Another bottle of water, another hour of generator, a risky drive into town for supplies. The pressure wears people down. Small disagreements turn into arguments, arguments into real conflict. Even close families feel the strain. Stress dulls judgment. Simple tasks get forgotten, decisions get rushed, patience runs out, and people take risks they'd never consider normally. That's why survival experts rate routine almost as highly as supplies. Wake at the same time, share the workload, eat together, keep kids occupied, talk calmly. Protect morale the way you protect food and water, because hope is a resource too. Lose it and people stop planning. Stop planning and they stop solving problems. A prepared family isn't the one with the biggest stockpile. It's the one that stays calm when everything else falls apart. When the grid dies, your house doesn't collapse overnight. It fails one system at a time. Water turns uncertain. Food spoils. Communication fades. Heating and cooling disappear. Cooking gets difficult. Security weakens. Fuel runs low. Sanitation breaks down. And in the end, the hardest thing to manage isn't the building. It's the mindset inside it. Modern homes are remarkable, but they're built on one quiet assumption, that the power will always be there. Take that away and every hidden dependency surfaces at once. The good news? Understanding these 9 failure points gives you something most people won't have in a real emergency: time. Prepare before the lights go out, even in small ways, and you won't just make your home more resilient. You'll make sharper decisions when they matter most. Surviving a long-term grid failure isn't about luck. It's about knowing what fails first, before it actually does. If this breakdown was useful, subscribe for the next one, a practical, room-by-room prep checklist based on exactly these 9 failure points. Stay prepared. Stay safe.